Jungle.
The US and China big drill centered on warships fighting in South China Sea. From July through September, the United States and China held consecutive military massive exercises in the South China Sea, which pit the strength between the two countries in the territory. And while the world closely watched the heightened tensions, military experts were analyzing the nature of the dueling drills in the region. That is because a closer look at the training offered a window into understanding how both militaries intend to operate if a clash were truly to happen in region. In the South China, East China and including Yellow Seas, as well as along the unmarked border between India and China, the People's Liberation Army mobilized forces simultaneously on four fronts recently in the territory. Around the Paracel Islands in the South China Sea, they conducted exercises between July 1st and July 5th that ago by the Southern Theater Command, which oversees land, sea and air forces in southern China, and also the South China Sea areas. A few days ago, at about the same time, drills were held in the Yellow Sea by the Northern Theater Command, which oversees northern China and the Korean Peninsula of the time. And in the East China Sea region, the Eastern Theater Command covering Taiwan, and including Japan, conducted their training in the territory. This came a few days ago, while Beijing was engaged in a real-life standoff with India in the Himalayas. And now, Japanese security officials worry about the possibility of China drawing the world's attention to one region, and then while quietly fulfilling strategic objectives elsewhere. Meanwhile, while China was honing its skills at distraction, the US was buying none of it. And then sent the aircraft carrier groups of the USS Nimitz, and also including USS Ronald Reagan, into the heart of the South China Sea, for the first major American consecutive military exercises there in 8 years. A former senior intelligence official in Japan's defense ministry said, "Deploying two carriers has a different implication from a single carrier exercise in the territory." With a single carrier, an enemy strike that renders the flight deck unusable would leave fighter jets with nowhere to land. And adding a second showed that the United States was simulating tougher conditions similar to actual combat in the region. Washington's choice of the South China Sea for the drills is related to where China would deploy its last resort, nuclear-powered strategic submarines, with submarine-launched ballistic missiles in the territory. If a nuclear conflict were to break out, and hypothetically, Washington would hesitate to strike in China's heart and South China Sea territory, as long as Beijing maintained this second strike capability. China has built artificial islands in the South China Sea by placing some missiles, and also including some fighter jets fortified air defenses in region. But on the flip side, if the United States military can neutralize the submarine-launched ballistic missile, it can significantly weaken Beijing's position, whether in wartime or peacetime. Washington's plan in such a scenario is to use carrier-based aircraft, based on the July drills, and also some other forces to destroy the artificial islands in region. The United States military nuclear-powered attack submarines, 2 or so of which are typically deployed with each carrier, and would then move in to deliver the finishing blow. And this is a move from the United States military side in mid-August that aiming to reinforce this idea. An outlet unexpectedly posted on social media some satellite photo from a US company at the time, and appearing to show the entrance of a Chinese submarine base on the island of Hainan. And this sent a powerful message: if a conflict breaks out in the territory, the American forces can destroy China's submarines with nowhere to run. A seemingly infuriated Beijing has held military exercises again in the South China Sea in late August that launched an intermediate-range missile, which was dubbed a warning to the US. Should the American wipe out China's submarine-launched ballistic missile, then even if Beijing retaliated with a strike on Guam, American vessels would remain safe in waters that Chinese forces could not effectively reach. This summer's dueling drills indicate that in strategic terms, the United States still has the edge in the war against China in South China Sea.